I'm now going to be joined by Tal Heinrich, spokesperson for the Israeli Prime Minister's office. Tal, thank you so much for being with us. I have to start by asking you about this good news about a possible hostage release.
Let's hope that we get good news. We seem to be closer than ever, Sheila, to a hostage release, so it seems. We hope to see such a deal materializes, but there are no guarantees here. Remember, we are dealing with a brutal terrorist organization called Hamas. Even if we see hostage release, it doesn't mean that they turn somehow humanitarians into a human rights group overnight. It will only be due to a combination of military pressure that we've been exerting on them for 46 days now, and a combination of diplomatic movements behind the scenes, diplomatic pressure that we're exerting in various channels. Now, Hamas wants a ceasefire only because we're hitting them hard. And we said that we will agree to a temporary ceasefire only for the exchange of hostages, and we would want to facilitate also their safe exit from the Gaza Strip. At this point, I think it's better if we don't expand much about the terms and conditions. Nothing is yet official. It's all still being worked out of such a potential deal, because we want to see it happening, and the less we talk about it publicly, I think the greater the chances it will actually yield something. And also, please remember that there's a procedure here, that Israel is a democratic state, so you have the war cabinet, you have the government that first have to approve the terms of such deal. Then there's judicial review. There will be time for, I think, a 24-hour window for petitions of Israelis if they feel that they need to file against such a potential deal. But so there are many moving parts right now, but the bottom line is that everyone in the country wants to see all hostages back with their families in Israel. These are families that have been going through a torture of mind and soul. We are very much committed to this, to the release of hostages, and we are working tirelessly towards this goal and towards the other goal of bringing to the dismantlement of Hamas.
Absolutely. After a largely successful 6-week campaign, while I know there are many feelings the Israelis are struggling with, one word comes to mind after my own time in Israel: resilience. How can you describe the amazing resilience of the Jewish people?
I'm glad you said the Jewish people and not just the Israelis, because that's exactly the epitome of what we're feeling. You see, Sheila, as a people, as a nation, we've been bleeding and hurting so many times throughout our very, very sad history. But it's also a history that teaches us hope. We choose life. We choose life as a nation, and that's what we're doing right now. We're not fighting this war in Gaza, this counteroffensive that we launched against Hamas for likes on social media or to please brainwashed young people on college campuses who have been serving as useful idiots for Hamas propaganda at times. We are fighting this war for our survival, and we have done so many times in the past, the Jewish people, and we are driven by good people of conscience. We are driven by the resolve of our soldiers who are sacrificing for us, and we are driven by the strength of the families who are most hurting right now in Israel. And we know that people around the world, people who can tell good from evil, right from wrong, are also running with us to shelters in spirit whenever we get bombarded by their missiles. And we know that there must be a better life for this region. We just know that once pure evil is defeated, something better must come out of it.
It just seems to me that there's an incredible unity that has come as a result of the war. What are you seeing, Tal?
I'm seeing unity, just as you just said. You know the Israeli people. We have a vibrant political spectrum in Israel. We have many disagreements, but right now everyone is so united and committed towards these two goals of bringing to the release of the hostages, but also bringing down the Hamas regime. We took this decision as a nation that we will no longer tolerate life next to a terrorist enclave. And we took this decision that something better must come out of it. This is why we say that after the war, we want to see Gaza. First, we want to see Hamas gone. The Palestinians must be free of Hamas as well, but we want to see Gaza demilitarized and also de-radicalized, so there can be a hope for the better future for all of us.
Well, thank you for joining us. You have our continued prayers as we stand with Israel and with the Jewish people. Thank you, Tal.
Thank you, Sheila.